Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today we are going to make color with food coloring and icing. You're going to get to mix your own colors. So today here we have three colors. Oops, there we go. The three primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. These are in different bottles because these two are gel, so you're going to see that they're a little thicker. This one is a liquid food coloring, so you will see when you work with it that is a little thinner. So the first thing that we're going to do is mix a secondary color. So you mix primary colors with mix secondary colors with primary colors. We have red and yellow, and you're going to have a chance to mix in just a minute. I want you to see how this comes out of the container. So I'm going to put 1 dot of red and 1 dot, it's very runny, so I got a little bit more than 1 dot. So we'll see what kind of orange that makes. So you can see that this doesn't look like yellow, it looks like orange. This looks like black. We'll be able to see when we mix it, and we can see white through it, that it actually does have a brighter hue. So this is the color we're making so far. You can see it's still quite red. So that means that the yellow is quite a bit weaker than the red because we actually used more yellow than we did red, and we're still getting quite a red color. But let's test it. So we have our tester sheet here. Oops, my finger's already dirty. Don't let the finger color confuse you. So there's the color that we have. This is the color that we've made. This is going to change somewhat when we put it with white icing, but if you like that color, you would just stick with it there. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow to it. Try to do 4 drops. So that's about the size of the drip. I don't know if you can see that. Where is it? This is about the size of the accidental drip I had the first time. So now we're looking at about 8 drips of yellow for 1 drip of red. And let's see if that gives us a better orange. Now I get my handy tester stick. And I want to smear it really thin so I can really see the color. You can see that it's quite a bit lighter. So depending on the orange that you're going for, you would add more or less red. This looks like a red orange to me. This looks like a more pure orange, so I'm going to stick with that. So that was 8 drops of yellow and 1 drop of red. Okay, 8 to 1. So next thing we're going to do, I'm just going to write that down. The next thing we're going to do is mix a green, and you'll get a chance to mix a green yourself when we get to the mixing stations. So remember how to mix green. Green is yellow plus blue. And we already know this yellow is kind of weak, but it's weaker than the red. We'll see how it fares with the blue. The blue's thin, but that might not mean anything. It still could be pretty intense. So knowing the strength of the yellow, I'm going to put 4 drops in. Knowing that it's a little bit weaker, I'm going to start with less of the blue so that it doesn't take over the yellow, because it's easier to go darker than it is to go lighter. However, this being runny, it just jumped out all over the place. So we'll mix it and see what we get. It's looking pretty black on the camera, but you can see where the bowl is showing through that it's a nice green, a nice springy green. And then smear. I think there was a little contamination from my color stick. There we go. So that looked like about half green and half blue and half yellow. So we know that the blue is pretty strong. But but it's even with the yellow. So there we have a bright green. That's going to change a little bit when you add it to white icing. So if you want something darker, you might want to add a little bit more blue. But you're going to try to mix this green. And this green is size-wise, drip-wise, I would say a 1-to-1 ratio.